Day 3 at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival 2024, and let me be honest with you guys, I had a bit of a tough day of things yesterday. I got some really good news yesterday at the same time, but I did have a tough day of it. So started off, did a new show called Comedy Masterminds, where you do 5 minutes of stand-up, and then you do a few minutes of riffing with the audience based on a question, or I've got a topic and I need to figure out the answer from a member in the audience, and I get to ask them 3 questions, play around with them a little bit. But they're a little bit reserved, we weren't really getting much from them. It's run by a guy called Mihai. I've known him for a few years now, good guy. He's Romanian, I think he lives in Berlin now, and I like his shows. I like the concepts that he comes up with, but the one yesterday just didn't turn out to be a good show for me. I felt like it was quite an below average performance, let's put it that way. Then I met up with Jimmy Shirley, an actor from Liverpool. We've known each other for a couple of years now, so it's good to actually be able to just hang out with someone who you've known for a few years that you wouldn't really get the opportunity to spend a lot of time with outside of the Fringe Festival, because when it comes to gigging, you just turn up at a gig, say hello, spend about 5 minutes chatting and then bounce off. But we spent a couple of hours together chilling out, relaxing, maxing all cool, shooting some b-ball outside of school. And I was just wandering around, got a bit of food and that, chatted about stuff. And then I found out at the end of the night, he's in the room next door to me. He's in the room right there. And then on the other side of that is Jack Kelly, who I bumped into right at the end of the night, but we'll go into that later on. But yeah, after meeting up with Jimmy, I went and flyered for my show. Again, I've not got any flyers, but I paid for my flyers yesterday. I'm going to go pick them up today, so hopefully that'll help me to put more butts in seats into my shows. But on the topic of my solo show, it actually went really well numbers wise yesterday. I had the most people I'd had in. I packed the room. There's like the difference between that visually and the other nights was so different, but because of it, I took it for granted a little bit that like a more of a room would create more of an atmosphere, and I didn't warm them up. I didn't do any crowd work. I just went straight into my show, and I did feel that it was the wrong thing to do when I was about 5 or 10 minutes in. So I just tried to play around with it a little bit more, tried to draw people in the best that I could. But that's definitely a lesson learned. Every show going forward, I'm going to do a bit more to warm them all up, because I just took it for granted that there's more people in the room, it'd be easier to build momentum. But it actually turned out the other way. I felt the other nights where there was like a third of the amount that I had in last night, that it was a lot easier to build momentum with those smaller audiences, because I felt I had to do crowd work with them when there's only a few people, to create that connection and engage. And I just completely let that slip. I got completely complacent last night. So yeah, but biggest audience I've had so far. The room was packed. At the same time, because of that, I made the most money that I made so far. Tickets obviously are on sale now for my show, which they weren't on sale for the first night, and then the second night they were on sale. I sold no tickets. Yesterday I sold 5 tickets. Now it was 2 for 1 on tickets, Monday and Tuesday, but I sold 5 tickets beforehand, which I was very happy about. That 5 people took the chance and opportunity to, or chance to give me an opportunity to perform for them. So I thought that was really good. But yeah, just the fact that I was able to fill out the room was it was a satisfying moment for me. I'll be honest with you, a satisfying moment to pack that room. There's a couple empty seats, but it was the kind of thing where like, if people did come, they have to come and sit by themselves. Like when people were coming in pairs towards the end, they were having to sit by themselves because there just wasn't really room for 2 seats anywhere in there. So that's still a goal of mine. I would love to completely 100% capacity a room. But the room was packed. Do you know what I mean? It was packed. It was comfortable because there's a couple spare seats, so people could separate themselves a little bit. But yeah, man, it was buzzing to do that. Great to do that. Oh, I mean, listen, the money itself, I would keep telling people, this trip individually, it's not really about how many people I get in the room, and it's not really about how much money I get. Those things are great, those things are fantastic. I would love to play as big as audience as possible, and don't get me wrong, I'll take all the money that you'll give me. But the main reason that I'm here in Edinburgh this year is to figure out the festival and learn from my mistakes, and I'm learning from them already. The first 2 shows obviously were a lot less attended. Now on a Monday night I put a lot more butts in seats, made more money, so I'm learning from those things. I've now got my flyers. Well, I'm going to go pick them up today, so I've got them ordered, so that's a good thing. But overall, I want to get better as a comedian, and there's no way to get better than just consistently performing. So yesterday I did those 8 minutes earlier on in the mastermind show. I think I ended up doing about 50 minutes on stage yesterday. So I got just under an hour's worth of stage time, which in Manchester, it would probably take me just like a week and a half to get like an hour's worth of stage time, but here I was able to do it in a day. So I need to keep on top of that, keep grafting, keep grinding. If anyone is in Edinburgh and you would like to come and see me, my show UKIP's Nightmare is at the Apex every night, 9:45. The way I managed to get people in last night was just standing out front and just chatting to people and just being kind to people and just saying, listen, do you want to come and see a show? If you want to come and see a show, I'm on at 9:45. And then a little bit of harder selling right at the end. Now I hard sold 6 Canadians into the room, and I'm very intrigued to know what they actually thought about it. They all said, oh, good job and that kind of thing. And I felt they were being polite because my show's full of British references and stuff like that. Even though it's about being Pakistani Polish, it's about being like English references towards Pakistani and Polish people as well. So I felt like some references were lost on them. I was trying to catch them up as much as possible, but it was harder with a full room because obviously I didn't want everyone else to just be sat waiting. But yeah, I need to work on a few things still. The show's not the final. It's not the final thing that I'd like to put out there for people. But yeah, looking forward to going out again today. I got 3 gigs lined up. Looking forward to that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.